All right, I think I've got a pretty close approximation of a worn out Pennsy paint scheme. When I first did just the acrylic paint, went up to Hobby Lobby and I got the Tuscan red, and I'll overlay pictures of it. It didn't look red enough. So I got what they call heritage brick, and it looked much closer. So I wanted to make the underneath of this look like faded old paint that maybe have gotten repainted sometime after 68. So I added a little white to it, and that was too bright. So then, as you can tell, my scientific palette here, I simply added a bit of the same thing, the American antique maroon, which pretty much is brown. Mix some of that in, and I think I've got a pretty good Tuscan red there, as it would have been at the end of its career. Remember, this is just going to be underneath the black Penn Central paint. So when I scratch up the front and chip up the pilot and the nose, this will be the color. Let me slow that down a little bit. This will be the color that shows through. And I think that will be just about perfect. I was going to order Tuscan Red from Yankee Dabbler because I think being a friend of Vinny's BNS 6951, I get a little discount. But by the time shipping and everything would have done through, it would have been $15. This was 99 cents to Hobby Lobby, plus all the paints and stuff I already have. So here on the cheap and easy, we're going to let this dry a day or two. And then I'm going to go out to Whistle Stop and try to see if they have the micro scale decal set for Penn Central locomotives. And if they do, when I get it, I'm going to come over here to my, I don't remember where I had this. Ah. I'm going to take my replica GG1, the 902 that I wrote in my story, and on one side, this side specifically, it's just going to get a Penn Central decal on it. You can kind of see this was a Tuscan red GG1, one of those just a toy for like $5. Doesn't run. It is N scale, but you can see where I chipped it out a little bit. Kind of the Tuscan red. Let's see if I can get right in there. The Tuscan red kind of shows through, and that's the effect I'm looking for when we do our old Warrior E8 from the mid 70s. So, see you later. So I've got my undecorated A unit painted up into an old worn Pennsy scheme, not a Ponzi scheme, but a Pennsy scheme. And so we will run it through Ivy City here, about 1976. I'll show you the paint. Almost half tempted to keep it because it turned out pretty good. Put on a Pennsy hopper to compare it to. So I'm going to paint it black, and then some of that Tuscan red. Yeah, they didn't have a daylight back in Ivy City, but they had everything else. Going to go ahead and paint it black, and we'll get some PC decals on it. And I'll let you know. I'm going to go out to Whistle Stop tomorrow, see if they have any. If not, I'll have to order some micro scales. So we'll talk to you in a while.